All right. Here we are. Got our tack board set up. We've got our trace camera set up. I'm going to try and make sure we can all see what I'm looking at. I think that fills the screen enough. All right, so off to my side here, you're going to see me looking over to the side. I've got a whole bunch of notes. Actually, I'll show you what I have cooked up over here. 2016. So I tried to get notes for every single player. I do my best to be both positive and negative, but sometimes one might lean a little bit more than the other. So here we go. I've got time, player, and then the notes. So I'm basically just going to read through all this. Took a little bit of time. Mainly stuck to the first half, hoping that this video doesn't go more than like 30 minutes, but I'll do my best to go as fast as possible. I've also got the tack board just so we can talk about positions and give you more of a bird's eye view of where players are relative. So a soccer ball for that. All right, so first off, we've got the kickoff right at like 1:15. Oh, I guess 1:09. All right, so 1:09. So right away, kickoff. I've noticed in this game, all of our kickoffs go back to center mid and then immediately go back to the goalkeeper. Now, first thing I wrote here, off the kickoff, we're too robotic. We got to read the defense. We got to read the pressure. Resetting the goalkeeper, resetting the possession with the goalkeeper is a safe decision, but it forces us to have to cover more ground in order to score a goal. So bringing the ball all the way back to the goalkeeper, it just forces us to have to start from the furthest position away from the goal that we want to score on. So maybe instead of going back to the goalkeeper, maybe we immediately look at our options. Right away, this player probably not the one we want to go to. This player not the one we want to go to. Jack's open. Jack's a viable option. And then Nico's just putting in here. They're giving him all the time that they want. And then as we pass, let's take a look. Our outside backs, our center back, our right back, left back, and center back are all unpressured. There's no one on them. So we're going to let this kind of play out here. And Kicks takes the first touch. Now, Evan closing down this space here makes it easy for this defender to guard both UN Kicks and then also doesn't give Kicks an option. So if we do go back to the goalkeeper, what we're trying to do is just balance him, go to the tack board. So if Kicks comes out here, ball goes to Kicks, we're looking to just balance Kicks and just kind of, if he's left, you're right. If he comes out to the right, you come out to the left. Now, I know this is your first time playing center back in a while, so I'm not going to judge too critically on where you are positionally. If we look at our outside backs, I'm using the hash marks as kind of a assistance on where to place these guys on the field. And if you notice, both of our backs are almost on top of these hash marks. And if we look at what that would look like, that's almost here. So we've got Evan here, Kicks is here. They're pressing with the 9. So really, we've got all of this space behind each of these players. If we can just drop out further deep like this, then Kicks can make an easy pass, and there's all this space in front of us. So let me read my notes real quick. 119, Emiliano, instead of going to the center forward, to center mid, to center to goalkeeper, look to go to a winger, to the 32, or a back. And I put tack board here. We did the tack board. So right here, you could have also gone to Nico. Nico did a good job to just kind of find some space. Now this guy's coming into the picture to press Nico, but we could have easily turned this way, gone to Nico. Nico could have played it back to Julian. And at least we have possession at the 50-yard line or at midfield. But when we go all the way back to the keeper, this really handicaps our team because now we have to start with the ball right in front of our goal. So just in the future, let's try and keep the possession as high up the field as possible. All right, we're going to move forward. We go to 122, right about here. So we talk about this in practice. The way that you're facing is so right here. Kicks does play the ball to the back foot of Julian, but Julian, if you're further back, you're able to open your hips up to the play and maybe take that touch forward. Right here, you're forced to take this touch backwards, which puts Nico in your blind spot, puts any of the center mids in your blind spot. There's really nowhere you can go. You're forced to take a second touch to turn back up the field, which you do here. So right here, this guy's trying to cut off your angles. You're able to turn back up the field, but at this point, he's closed down. We've got, I think this is Jack here. That's Evan here. So you got a couple of options. Right here, you could turn back to your own goal line and find Kicks, and then Kicks could shift it out over to Liam, or maybe use that left foot to try and get the ball to Nico. Nico's dropping in to try and help you here. One thing I don't recommend is what you're about to do here, where you try and cut back across the defender. His momentum is coming across your body. So unless you can get it between his legs, it's a very risky move. And you being on the back line, not ideal. What you're looking to do is maybe just take that touch into space here. So you're able to turn up the field. And right here, there's lots of space for you to take a touch. So you could take that left foot or even that right foot and just touch it into the space, and you could blow by this guy. His momentum is going to carry him to the corner flag. If you touch the ball in this direction, he's got to rearrange his body to try and keep up with you. Nevertheless, we turn it over. You could also be checking your shoulder. That's another note I have. Instead of cutting across his path, take your touch into space down the sideline. Requires a left foot. So right there, just off the kickoff, we could do a little bit better there. I'm going to fast forward to 150. One thing I did want to point out is our shape right here is fantastic. We're on defense. So what you want to, on defense, the principle is you want to stay compact. You want to stay as tight as you can. On offense, you want to spread out. So right here, if you look at our shape, 1, 2, 3, those are our back lines. They're in a horizontal line. You've got our left winger. He's on the guy throwing the ball. Center forward, right winger, center mid, center mid. So if you look at our shape here, we're doing a really good job staying compact, keeping really tight, and not allowing the other team much space to do anything. So this is kind of how we are, which is great. Just the principles. Remember, when we win the ball back, that's time to spread out so that we can use space to win the ball or to play the ball. So we're going to kind of kick the ball. It's a little sloppy here, but just wanted to go back, and that shape was fantastic. 3-2-3, not letting them get through. There's not spaces you can do. The whole team just not even trying to sit between our lines, which is great. Moving forward, go to 215. There we go. Okay, so now we're on the defensive side of the ball. This is in the attacking third. And I just want to kind of point out, and we've never worked on this, so don't take this as criticism. I'm just teaching you how to properly do this. When you're going to defend in the attacking third, it requires a lot more effort because there's so much space behind you, especially if you only have a couple of players, and they have more players. So right here, we're already outnumbered. You have the goalkeeper, you have the right back, center mid, right wing. It's a 5-on-2 already. So we're just outnumbered. But what you can do when you go to press the ball, do what's called shadow defending. So let's bring it back to the attack board. This is Nico. I think Clark is pressing here. Goalkeeper is out here. Ball's here. So we have the right back. He's kind of central. Here. I don't know where the left back is. Okay. Center mid. So we'll ignore the left back. So right here, Nico, I think, is inside. Yep, he's pressing this left back. Now, something to notice is their right winger. Sorry, that's the right back. This is the right winger. The right winger did a great job to get wide. Kudos to him. So what you can do is, if you're going to press this right back, you want to do it in a way that you basically block the passing angle to this right winger. So instead of just taking the shortest path to the player that you think is getting the ball, I would recommend loop out, covering the player, and then pressing. Because if he gets that ball here, he cannot pass the ball through you. He's forced to go somewhere else. And Clark is doing a good job to press high. He's pressing right about here. If he checks his shoulder, he's able to cut off this pass, just stepping over here. So if the two of you press in a way where you guard the passing angles, this guy has nowhere to go. And we have our whole team behind us that we can't even see. I don't even know where the rest of our team is, but I'm willing to bet they're just in position to win the ball back if this guy tries to play through. So let's let it play through. Let me just make sure I got my notes. If you decide to press the right back, check your shoulders so you can pressure the ball and cut the pass out behind you. Julian, if our left wing presses the right back, it's your job to cover this wing. You see Nico press this back, let's add double the protection and just go stand here so that if this guy is able to get the ball through, we're at least on top of him. We don't want this ball to get to him and allow him to turn and come at us. All right, so let's see what happens. I think the ball goes out to him. You see that passing lane is wide open to this right wing. Emiliano does a great job to come over. He sees it happening, comes over, and now Emiliano is cutting out this passing angle just by positioning himself between the ball and that second player. And so the guy has nothing else to do but to try and dribble. Emiliano makes a great tackle. And notice his first touch here. I love this first touch. First touch is to drive inside, showing the defender that he's going to come inside. And then look what he does with his second touch. Cuts right back across him. So he put this defender's hips facing the inside with one touch. Inside here, notice his hips are facing the inside of his field. Emiliano knows I've got him beat. As soon as I can hit that ball behind his hips, I'll have the space behind him, and he wins. Right here, I tried my best to look at this. I could not tell. This appears as if it is a foul. Emiliano has beat him for space. Now, this kid blocks his view, so I can't really see. But Emiliano looks like the back of his feet get clipped out from behind him there. And it's hard to call. The referee's not having it, so just gives the goal kick, which I get that. Let's go here. What I see here, 17, good read of play. If you decide to, read of play, open field tackle, won the ball and immediately transitioned to attack. This is Emiliano. Wins his 1v1 with that touch. Might have been a foul, but also looked to use your left foot to square the ball. So Emiliano does a good job to beat his man. Let's go back. Right. Okay, so I think this is Clark, and I think this is Daniel. Daniel, great position. You are absolutely wide open. Emiliano might be able to get a left foot ball across. He's got two defenders. A backwards diagonal ball to Clark is also a great option. But I do appreciate you driving into the goal. Lots of things. Just keep an open mind to playing that diagonal ball back into the middle, because we had two runners, and they could have easily gotten some sort of shot on goal. All right, going along, I'm going to try and go quick just so we don't waste time here. This is at 2:42. All right, so again, on a goal kick, this is us pressing in the attacking third. Here are my notes. This is Clark, Nico, Emiliano, Jack, and Daniel. Clark, good press alone. Nico hanging back to guard the right wing. Clark almost intercepts the pass, which would have put him in on goal. Emiliano, good shape to win the ball back. Good switch to the other center mid. Jack, good instinct to get the ball wide, but look also inside. You might have been able to find Clark with a through ball. There is a huge space open in the middle of the field. So we'll let it play out. Clark pressures right back. Nico got the right wing covered. Emiliano's got the center mid covered. This is exactly how you want to press. You want to press to where the guy with the ball isn't sure who's the open man. So Clark almost wins that. I think it goes right behind him. So maybe, Clark, the way that you press just your hips, if your hips were a little bit open, notice your hips are facing towards the sideline. Just be mindful of how you run at the guy with the ball. Might have been able to just pull that right foot out. And if you win this ball back right here, I mean, you're in on goal. Their center back is way over here. Maybe this is their center back, but you have acres of space if you can win that ball back. So good press. Keep doing that. This guy misses the ball, probably because Clark got a clip on it. Emiliano wins the ball, immediately picks his head up. Daniel's here. Jack's here. Goes to Jack. Daniel, if you see this place starting to develop from left to right, you have to get out to the wing as fast as possible. What this does is this just pulls defenders. So, Emiliano, you're going to be the 6. Nico's here. Good job. Center mid. I think it went right through him. So Emiliano sees this. Dan, like right here. This guy way out of position. So the ball, Emiliano immediately looks to play the ball this way. As soon as you see a teammate go to change the direction of an attack, you should just start backpedaling as far as you can this way. What this does is if this guy is covering you, if you stay in tight and Jack gets the ball and they both go to drive in together, it allows them to have someone else in the middle. If you pull out wide, he has to make a decision. Is he going to stay and help his teammate, or is he going to go out and cover you? If he goes out to cover you, this guy's got a 1v1, and I like those odds. I would rather have a ball with a 1v1 than a 2v2. 2v2s are a little bit harder to win. 1v1s are absolutely in the favor of the attacking player. So right here, Jack gets the ball. He's got a little bit of pressure on him. This is a very advanced level pass, but Clark is making this diagonal run into the middle. They're caught out. They're completely caught out. Their center back, that's what happened. Their center back stepped really high. Clark is making his run. See if Coach can do this. There we go. Clark is making his run here. Their center back is coming up into here. So sometimes you could just play like a blind ball here. Just a diagonal ball. Wrong way. A diagonal ball like that. Just behind this guy. Clark making a good run. It might have been a little difficult. But I think you probably had enough time. This would have been a great little reverse pass right there. Yeah, so you could have slipped in a ball right here. Not even looking to play it into Clark, but just playing it into the space in front of Clark and let Clark see if he can go and get to that ball first before any of these guys. If you put that in the middle, it's anybody's ball. It's whoever has the advantage here. So this guy's kind of jogging. Clark seems to be picking up his speed. His hips are faced the wrong way. His hips are faced the wrong way. His hips are kind of on. I do appreciate you getting the ball to Daniel. So Daniel, right here, you receive the ball on your back foot here. That's okay. Back foot touch. So your back is to goal. Rather than immediately turn the ball and try and go at goal, which gets turned over, give yourself some space. We're on the hash marks right there, right? We're on the hash marks. So we've got probably, if you can see where these hash marks are and where this sideline is, you've got all this space. You can take a second touch way out here and give yourself space. This is that Neymar touch where he'll intentionally dribble backwards to give himself more of a gap between him and the defender. And that allows him to face the defender and then go at him with pace. Likewise, Liam, if you see him take this touch out wide, we've got to get wider. You were hanging out on the hash marks for a lot of the game as well. We got to use this width. Remember, we've got hash marks here, sideline here. We've got all this width. We got to get out there and basically use the hash marks to the sideline as our own little possession area. Plenty of space right here to keep the ball. So we're at 2:53. Recognize the progression of play, get wider, set yourself up to receive the ball in the front foot. Receive the ball. You receive the ball in the back foot. It's okay. Take touches backwards. And then Liam as a right back. you see the right wing take touches towards the sideline, you have to go out, help move into supporting position to help him. And pretty much what I covered. We're going to keep going, turn the ball over. We're going to let this play out. I remember this. So right here, Liam, you immediately come out to step to the guy. This is fantastic. This is a defending principle. You want to delay the counterattack. You don't have to win the ball, but just simply stepping up and applying pressure is going to make him take a touch that slows down his dribble because he's unsure of what your defensive action is going to be. So good initial reaction to step to him. But when we step to him, we don't have to get really tight to him. This is a new term I'm going to teach you. This is called sagging off. And this is often seen in basketball when you defend one-on-one. You can defend the guy tight, chest to chest, or you can sag off a little bit. And sagging off is good in soccer because at the 50-yard line or at the midway line, you're not afraid of them shooting the ball. So you can sag off. In basketball, if you sag off, you're inviting the guy to pull up and take a shot. But in soccer, it's very useful because you're basically creating this space in between you and the attacker so he can't use his speed to get by you. You said, okay, I'm giving you the space to do something besides run by me and use your speed. So right here, you're kind of tight, really high up the field. We're actually in their half. And then he just uses his speed to get by you. You do a good job to stay physical. Let me finish reading here. Next action is position yourself goal side, that's right, of the player and the ball, so you have the positional advantage. Okay, so right here, you're already side on, which is kind of a losing position. What we want to do is sag off. We want to just stay goal side. So right here, even staying that distance apart from the guy with the ball is really good. You could have stayed right there and just maintained that space between him and you, and that would have really slowed him down and allowed the rest of our team to come back. Evan, just be aware of your position here. Remember the hash marks. You are way outside the hash marks. Sometimes you just got to trust your team and stay in the middle of the field, or at least closer to the middle. And then Julian, keep in mind, this guy is your responsibility if Evan drifts out to go and cover that space. So we're going to let it play. So right now, this guy, he's wide open. He's got his back to him. Julian, you've lost the foot race. I know you're really fast, but if this guy gets a decent through ball played in right now, he's got a really good opportunity to go at goal. So luckily, this guy doesn't miss it. Liam does enough of a job to slow him down. But this guy is still got all of the advantage right now. He's leaning forwards. He's got about 6 yards on you. And if this guy plays that diagonal ball, I don't know if he does or not. He doesn't. Evan does a good job. Win the ball, kick it out of bounds. This allows us to reset, so that's a good play. Let me keep reading. Evan, good job. Second defender, good job covering. Julian, need to stay balanced with that back line. Defender has an advantage just with his position closer to our goal. My battery on my laptop's running out. Second. All righty. 304. I think I had mentioned this. We are beat at 304, which is something we want to try and work on. Yeah, this guy has totally got us beat here. He's behind the center back. He's behind the right back. He's onside. If this guy can get any sort of ball played into this area, it's a great opportunity for them. Luckily, that guy doesn't see it. Evan's doing a great job sagging off, wins the tackle, allows us to reset. 307. Just really quickly, Evan has had to sacrifice his position to cover the right back. Julian you have to come back. Now it's your responsibility to cover for the center back. If that left wing plays a through ball, the attacker has a free 1v1. All right, so we're going to 3:23. Okay, so yeah, this is the throw-in. So our shape on this throw-in is pretty bad here. So we're just gonna let's go back. So right away, let's assume that the goalkeeper box is between the hash marks and maybe the 25-yard line. So right now, there's nobody there. We've got to at least have one defender in that box. Attack board. Let's erase those. Pull out there. All right, so we've got a player here. Center back's way out here. And then I think the 3 is here. 7, 8, 6. And this is normal. I feel like at this age, players tend to kind of get pulled in by the ball. Nico's doing a good job staying wide. He's out here. I'm not sure what the rest of their team is doing. We'll just kind of take a guess here. Okay, so you got 2 defenders here. This must be their right back. But if you count the number of players on the opposite side of the hash mark, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which means 2/3 of the field has only got one of our players, which is not good. We've got to be able to recognize the spaces that we have to cover on the defensive side of the ball. Kicks is here. I can give credit. We've got 2 players here, but on this throw-in, we've got no one protecting the space in front of the box. It's very important that we just kind of stretch out a little bit. So this would be the left back. I'm okay with the left back covering here. We've got the center back here, and then Liam can be here. That's a nice balanced back line here. The 6 should be here. The 8 should be here. The 7 is marking the guy on the throw-in. So he's somewhere out here. 9 comes back, and then Nico, I like your position out here. That way, if they somehow switch it along the back line, we at least have some protection back there. All right. We've overcommitted our shape on a throw-in. The center back is out of the box, and the center of the field is wide open. As a reference, the center back should always be covering near the PK spot, or the left back covering for his position. So right there, Julian, you're like 3 yards away from him. I would just say hang out in the middle and then maybe tell Evan, hey, there's a guy behind us. And this guy isn't even covered. He's just kind of floating free. So if they're able to get that ball into the middle, again, he's got the positional advantage on our team right now. Fast forwarding to 3:34. This is just kind of a frantic play at this point. We're not really sure what to do here. Just kind of kicking it, hoping for the best. And in this moment, Jack, we don't always have to go forward. So 3:34 right here, you get that ball, and your first instinct is turn and go up the field. Now, there's not a lot of space for you because you've got a defender to your right, a defender to your left, and a defender in front of you. But there is a nice window between these 2 players. And I don't know if you can actually see this. I wish I could zoom in more. Oops. Can I zoom in? No. I'll have to figure that out for later. So what we could do here is, Liam, the moment we win that ball back, if you quickly can check out to that space out there, Jack can play that diagonal ball, and we can just maintain possession here. So let's say Jack is the 8. He's got a player here. And right now, you're kind of tucked in there. Jack's got the ball. I think it's on his right foot. He's out to the sideline. If you're able to get to here, Jack can at least play this ball to you and then maybe check into the space. Daniel could come out wide. And this guy's going to pressure you. So you can either go here, you can go there. If we go here, that's even better because then Clark can find new space, and then we're out. We're out. It's just that easy. But it requires a little bit of composure. It requires positional help from your teammates. So just things to think about in the future. Not trying to criticize anyone, but just pointing out things that I see. Pass back to Liam opens. It's a relieving pass and gets the ball out of the middle. Be conscious of the direction of your tackle. So right here, we try to turn it up. They win it. They get the ball. And then here, the ball's going back to our goalie. You've got a player barreling down, pressuring you. You have the advantage on the ball. And your first instinct is to just get touches on the ball. So you kick it with that left foot, and it just kind of lays a through ball off to the other team. I don't think Evan was prepared for it. I don't think Julian was prepared for it. Luckily, unluckily, that allowed a goal. So this for me is not another team outplaying us. This is kind of us playing ourselves into a mistake that allows them an easy tap in. And notice the guy had to toe poke it to get it in. So right here, instead of maybe hitting it with that left foot just to get a touch on it, maybe you just shield the ball. Our defenders also, maybe you can call Jack off and say, hey, Jack, I got the ball. Like, push off to the side. And then Liam as well, if we show out wide, we can, play the ball wide and then bring it down the wings, as we said. Okay, so another kickoff. And we'll see on this next kickoff, just the same kind of thing. There's really no identity. It's just take it and go all the way back to the goalkeeper. We got to do a little bit better. There's options here, especially if our outside back, if we can just get up to here, instead of, let's get all these guys out the way. Instead of having a back line, what if on a kickoff, we just had one center back? So we did like a 1-4-3 almost, which would be really beneficial for us. And we just had these guys really wide. We tucked in these guys. So we could go back here. Is it going to work for me? There we go. This is a great idea. And now this guy has got the ball. He can go here. He can go here. He can go here. And he can go here. So, we've got, if we have these outside backs step up to our midfield on a kickoff, we don't have to sacrifice so much of the field space. So you'll see that. We go right back to the goalkeeper, just trying to do a little bit better. Going back to the goalkeeper is beneficial, and it stretches out the other defense, but it forces us to cover more ground, which is very difficult. Now, right here, again, positionally, we just got to do better. So notice both of our passing options are still on the hash marks, and we've got about 20 yards of space behind us. We got to take advantage of that. I do like that, Evan, you're balancing Kicks. Kicks has got the ball, and you shift it out left. Julian, this would be a great opportunity to come hang out on the sideline. This would allow Nico to go higher. And then I think this is Emiliano. Emiliano, then you could occupy this pocket here. So because Julian's here, Emiliano's got to cover the middle pocket. And let's just see what happens. So Kicks, before you make your decisions, just kind of survey the field, evaluate the pressure. How fast is he coming? He looks like he's running pretty fast. It's just one guy. You've got a center forward, you've got the left forward, and the center mid. So this left side of the field for us is wide open. We've got to be able to recognize where the mismatch is or where the lack of pressure is. So for me, this guy's late. He's late to the pressure. If I were you, I would immediately get that ball to Evan. Kicks, read the pressure. Which side has a winger pressing? So that left side has a winger pressing, our right side. What are the numbers? Of course. So over here, we've got a 1 on you, 1-on-1. Out here, if he presses to that outside back, we've got a 1-on-1. And if he presses this way, we've actually got a 2-on-1 on the left. So this would be the ideal scenario. Hopefully these guys will get wider so that we have more space. But read the pressure. Where do we have the mismatch in numbers? This is where you have 1, 2 against this 1, and we're going to let it play here. Kind of a difficult pass for Liam. Liam, notice your hips. They're facing towards the goal. Remember to rotate your hips so you can see the whole field here. You're still facing, notice that you're still facing the goalkeeper, just trying to open up your hips a little bit more. First touch here. He's got nothing. Great idea to go back to kicks. And then kicks, we just got to try and take a little bit of more care of the ball. Right here is a blind ball. I mean, you didn't even look who you were passing it to. You just sent it hoping for the best. And we got lucky that that's all they got out of it. That could have easily been another goal right back at us. Now, another thing is I think we're also a little quick to start on the restart. You just made the save. Keep track of the number of defenders. So they still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players in our defensive third. And we haven't even reset our shape yet. Allow the team to kind of get wide, get our lines, get our shape back, and then let's try and look to restart. Also, you are pegging the ball right now at Jack. And credit to Jack. Jack is able to take a control touch, and then great idea playing it to the right back here. Evan is stepped a little too high here, so Liam doesn't really have a pass. And then Liam, we got to start just looking to play the ball wide. Daniel would have been a fantastic option for you. Let's bring it back. Good little touch here. Plays it back right here. Notice he checked his shoulder immediately, this left back or this left forward. He immediately knows, okay, right back gets the ball. He's looking to go to the winger. So he is going to cut that off. Daniel, if we could just drop in a little deeper, that would help. Maybe Liam have the confidence to play that pass. Either way, Liam's kind of stuck here. Plays it to Evan. Evan, if we're a little bit deeper, it might be easier. We're starting to cook here. Heavy touch. Good ideas. And then we get the ball back again. So we got to be a little bit better with our shape. Because we're so compact in the inside, it's making it easier for the other team to cover us. If we spread out a little bit wider, notice this one, we are much wider here, and we've got much more space on this restart. He's even able to make kind of a bad touch, gets to take some time to re-square the ball. Now this, again, probably not the best decision to try and dribble at the other player in our own box. So Evan, again, just try and hang back here. Emiliano doing a good job to just be available. I would just take this pass if you can make it, Julian. Nico is dropping deep. He's staying wide. Put the ball into his feet. He's got about 10 yards. So if you can get that ball into his feet, it gives Nico a little bit of time, whereas you've got maybe 3 or 4 yards for a defender right in front of you. I think you did meg him. Fantastic. But we lost the ball. So here they go. Out for a corner kick. All right. I think I might skip through this. Going back to that touch. Great job. 5:20. Let's see. I think this is a corner kick. I think he just sniped this out the air. Just Ed Reed, ball hawking. Yeah, easy catch for kicks. Great hands. Kicks, again. Bold. So bold. It's a bold decision, right? We just got the corner kick. So on a corner kick, just recognize the situation. Our whole team is in our box. And they've got probably 6 or 7 of their players. Yep, I did it. In our box. Let's just count them. I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 players in our defensive third. You make the catch. Great job. Now's the time to take a breath, allow our team to spread out. And your first instinct is just kind of roll it out to Julian, who has got all the confidence in the world to be like, I got this, which I appreciate, but it's now a 4v1 inside of our own box. It's just a very bold decision. Not wrong. And even Emiliano was even in a position to help build out. But we initially turn it over. It's a little bit of a scramble. We're trying to win the ball back, and we do. I'm not sure who got that ball out, but that was fantastic. That might be Clark. No, that's Jack. So Jack just says, get the ball out of here. It's a throw in, reset. We get to organize our shape. All right, moving along. I'm going to go to 6:34. think this is a throw-in. Great job. Okay. Let me read my notes. Good throw into space. Got lucky on a missed touch. Clark does a great job to secure the ball and turn it back into our team. I like the idea to switch, but better play is short and into Emiliano's feet. Difficult to see with the referee there. You'll see where the referee positions himself. So he should kind of know better not to just be right in the middle of the play. But notice how quickly the referee recognizes the transition. So this guy is going to make a bad touch, and then watch how quickly the referee picks up his speed to stay involved with the play. Emiliano, you've got to be that quick to recognize. He actually beats you to the spot. See that I let the play. So I'm throwing. Excuse me. Julian, great job recognizing it. The space is there. Boom. As soon as that bad touch, notice his position. Emiliano, you're kind of like jogging. You're like, let's see what happens. Referee says, nope, this is the play. And he beats you to the spot. Beat you to the spot. Now, he is a grown man. You are a child. So I would expect him to beat you there. But just something to be aware of. And now right here, I don't think Clark even sees you. But this is absolutely the pass here. Unfortunately, the ref is literally blocking the idea. So maybe Emiliano, if you recognize the referee is in the spot that you should be, maybe reposition yourself based on where he is. Maybe you could have stepped in front of him and like kind of waved to Clark. Just really quick, want to get back to Clark here. Clark does a good job to chase that ball down, checks his shoulder. Very subtle. Right there, checked his shoulder. I don't know if you saw it. Right before he gets to the ball, just does a little, checks his shoulder, goes, okay, I'm not going to beat this guy for speed. Let me turn it back. Fantastic. He's picking his head up. He's surveying it. Daniel, great position down the middle of the field because Clark is our center forward. He's out of the way. So Daniel's got to now fill that position. And then we're looking to switch the ball. Actually gets to Daniel, which is pretty impressive. Daniel right here, I would go to the ball. So instead of allowing the ball to run across you and then run with the ball, I would square up the ball and try and meet it. Back up so you can see that. Turns it back. So right there, it leads us into a 50-50. The other team wins it. Left foot touch would have been great. Emiliano's there to disrupt the play. And then smartly plays it backwards. Evan. So right here, Evan, what I would love, instead of going back to the goalkeeper, I know that's kind of what I've hammered into you guys. Let's start going to these outside backs, left or right. And if Liam, if you're, again, that positioning thing, if we can get wide, that pass from Evan is really easy for you to take. First touch, no pressure, and then it allows to advance the ball. So go all the way back to kicks. Kicks again, does that first touch. I am not pleased. I can tell by my body language there. We'll leave the sound off, but I was yelling at kicks there. So kicks then does take a second touch here. Touches it away from pressure. Great job. Goes back to Liam. Liam, that body shape. Remember, just try and, as you receive the ball, flip those hips around so that we don't have to take a second touch. It's just a little bit faster, a little bit more efficient. And then right here, we've got two options forward. I don't know what happens here. I think you should play them right into the other team's feet. That's all right. That's a good idea. And then you're playing defense. Great stuff. Not giving this guy any room to breathe. That's fantastic. Jack comes out, helps, and that's a throw. All right, back to the notes. In my notes, kicks, please take a touch. Just evaluate the pressure. If that pressure is 10, 15 yards away, you got time to take a touch. Just make sure it's cushioned. We don't want a heavy touch that goes right back into the player. Take a controlled touch, keep it in your little bubble, and then quickly determine if you're going to go left or right. Outside backs, whoever you are, make sure that kicks has that ability. If you see the center back pass the ball back to kicks, you guys have to immediately get wide and drop deep, just so he has that freedom to go left or right. Liam, that body shape thing again, just make sure your hips are forward. Passing the ball back to the goalkeeper is the wrong idea here. You got to read the pressure. All right, so kicks goes to you. Hold on. A little bit further. Here. Yes, so right here. So your body shape, because you can't see the rest of the field, and the only pass available is back to kicks. And now we're stuck in a bit of a position. You're putting your goalkeeper in a really dangerous position. So just try and flip those hips as we get that ball. And this applies to winger, center back, everyone. Daniel, if we're able to get here and Liam can flip his hips, actually, I think that's actually a decent spot for you. Maybe just another 5 yards. But Liam, right here, got to flip those hips so that we can see the play going forward. In my notes, I say you're still playing in the hash marks. You're still kind of floating around there. Turn out towards the line and dribble. Daniel eventually gets to a position where he can receive the ball. All right. Moving along. Going to 8 minutes. What's going on here? This was our first successful attack out the back here, where we were able to build out the back. We were able to find a player going forward. It's a little bit of a scramble for a bit. Right here, Evan picks his head up and he sees the space. I mean, this is just such a good find by Evan. Great idea. Through ball into space. Nico, fantastic first touch going forward. Immediately picked your head up. Angles touches wave defender and use your body between the defender. So right here, first touch, great job going forward. Now here, this is where you want to be a little precise, a little bit more precise with how you're playing the ball. So he's coming on your right shoulder and you've got the ball on your right foot. So dribbling it on the same line as your right foot is going to allow him the opportunity to come in and maybe make a tackle. So if you're going to dribble with your right foot and he's on your right hip, just angle your touch so that your body is between the ball and the defender. I'll go to the tack board here. All right. Ball goes out to Nico. 11. Great ball. This guy catches up to you. So ball is here. So if we continue this run like this, if he's got enough speed, he can come across you and win the ball. However, if you take your touch diagonally like this, then you can position yourself between him and the ball and then take another touch down the sideline like this. And the moment that you're able to put your body between the ball and the defender, you win. And if you can just keep him between you and if you can keep your body between him and the ball, then he won't be able to win the ball. One of my favorite examples of this is Chris Paul. Chris Paul was a point guard for the New Orleans Hornets before they were the Pelicans, and he would always find a way to get his body between the defender and the ball, especially if the defender was moving, and he would just kind of put his body in front of the defender. The defender would knock him over, instant foul. And in basketball, you accumulate fouls. If you get 6 fouls, you get ejected from the game. So it's an easy tic-tac foul that he's able to give this defender just by simply positioning his body between the ball and the defender. Soccer is similar in that if you get enough fouls, you get a yellow card. You keep accumulating fouls, you get a red card. So sometimes it's worth putting your body on the line to get a player a foul, because then you can potentially get them to accumulate fouls, which leads to a yellow card and then puts them on that potential for a red card. All right. Angle touches away from the defender, put your body between the ball and defender. Now, this next little turn here, fantastic. So you recognize that this guy is potentially in a position to win the ball back. So you do a little quick turn, fantastic. Head is up. You see Daniel Emiliano, unfortunately, is just dwarfed by this referee. I think this referee kind of inhibited y'all from passing to Emiliano whenever Emiliano was in his kind of vicinity. So something to keep in mind for the future. For me, I've started to just block out referees. If they're in like a blue or a yellow, I just block them out. Because if the ball hits the referee, we get the ball back. So right here, you've got a couple of options. Unfortunately, we can't see the rest of the field, but Daniel over here is a great option. And then Emiliano, a little 5-yard little pass. The ideal pass here is to just play it in front of him so that he doesn't have to slow down his momentum. He can pick the ball up at speed and continue to go at the attack. So that was a great idea. Daniel, I would just recognize the pressure here. I like the idea to go at it one time. This is actually a really good buildup right here. I think this is our best buildup at the beginning of the game here. Nico cutting inside. And I think it was just it's hard to really see what happened here. And Jack, I love this supporting shape. Daniel, if you do decide to take that touch, Jack, just let him know, hey, I'm behind you. You need a drop. That's the key word, drop. And then I think Clark takes us off the thigh here. It's kind of a bad touch. Defender gets body shape. Appreciate the pressure. This is a great throw-in for us. We love these. Throw-ins in the attacking third. Dangerous. Dangerous for the other team. Awesome for us. All right. So from here, I think we have a very aggressive, I'm going to say block. A block is your entire team. So there's 8 field players. If I said our block is high, it means all 8 of our field players are high up the field. So this is a throw-in. In my notes here, Evan, good but risky step up for a tackle. So let's just see. Let's see what happens here. Good little throw into space. They clear it. Bad clearance. And Evan, we're at the other team's 30-yard line. That's Jack. I have a feeling Liam is right here. That's Julian. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players are within the attacking third. So just if you're going to make this tackle, you got to make this tackle, because if they win this ball, we are cooked. You take a first touch. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Love the idea to play the ball inside. All right, let's let it play. All right, so you're able to win the ball back and drive forward, which is pretty tackle. You got the ball. I love this. You went forward. At the next level, they might yell at you because you are the center back. Don't dribble, pass the ball because you're now way out of position. I'm okay with you doing this. So going ahead, cuts this guy, playing the ball inside. That's the smartest play you could have done there. Finding a teammate here. This is Jack. Now, what's funny is, Jack, you received this ball in a similar position the following weekend, and you were able to create the shot. So right here, I'm just going to break down what I would have done if I were you. Great job to find this player. Take a touch. Now, this guy is about to overcommit completely. He is going to be coming at you full speed. A little fake shot. All you have to do is lift your leg, a V turn, an L turn, just a little touch to the side, and you've got an absolute amazing opportunity for a shot on goal here. I think you choose to pass the ball to Emiliano. Yep, Emiliano turns at goal. Great job. Ball goes out to Daniel. At this point, we're just kind of kicking it. Now, we're cooked. Right here, we're cooked. If we didn't have the speed on the back line, this should be a goal. This should absolutely be a goal. 1, 2, 3. All 3 of you guys are way up here. The rule of thumb for defenders is on corner kicks, you want to have at least +1 up on any of their attackers. So they had 1 center forward just hanging out up top. I would have had Evan and maybe Liam, or Evan and maybe Julian. Just the 2 of you stand next to them. At the next level, this is a goal. This is absolutely a goal. Credit to Julian and his blazing speed, getting back, and this guy takes a really heavy donkey touch. And Julian's able to win the ball back here. This was a fantastic effort by Julian. This is a weakness of playing a very, very high line. This is a high block. We just leave ourselves out for an easy counterattack. So we're going to bring it back. Best thing you could have done, Julian, is just go straight back. Don't try and get to the ball. Try and cut the angle off that this guy has to our goal. So great job not going to the ball and just trying to cut the angle off. He takes a really bad touch here. You're in perfect position to win the ball. And I don't know if you recognize this, but the touch here catches him in a really bad position because his momentum's going the wrong way. And then you're able to – so, Jack, I'm going to comment on your position here. Let me make sure. Julian's speed and a heavy first touch from the attacker prevented the chance. Excellent position to win the ball. And then a great left foot to turn up the field. He used his left foot, didn't he? Right foot tackle, left foot touch, right foot touch. Okay. So, Jack, you're here, which means you made the run back. Fantastic. Appreciate that effort. Your defenders will appreciate that you made that run back. Now that we have won the ball, you've got to make that little bit extra effort and just check in over here. I know that Emiliano is technically playing the left mid, but this is where you've got to recognize you've got a player with the ball going forwards, and he's headed for a 2v1. We've got to just step up maybe to about right here. And then, Julian, give it your best shot, just a left-footed square pass right there. That would be perfect. Jack could get that ball. Maybe, and see, you got a defender here. So maybe position yourself evenly between all three of these defenders. That way you're able to get the ball in safety. Yeah, Julian's got no one to pass to. That's my notes. So he unfortunately turns it over, but then is able to win the ball back. And I've got the subs. We're going to just move forward to get these guys in so I can get notes on Joey, Lucas, Matthew, and Cole. So we are going to fast forward to 11:27. Here we go. Subs are coming in. Oh, just again. Yeah, so just we've got to be aware. We just have to be aware of the other team's strikers. I love that you guys are all super eager, but it makes the other team look so good. All they have to do is just kick it as hard as they can over us, and then it makes them look like, oh, these guys are playing attacking soccer. It's just a lucky clear. If we're behind this guy, we can win that ball, especially if we're behind the bounce. So if you've positioned yourself at the 50 and you see this ball coming out, you might be first to that bounce there. I'm not happy. Hands go up. What are we doing? Hands up. Lucas looking for an offside call. So, Lucas, just real quick, the 50-yard line, that's the midway line. That is the default offside line. So if you're in your own half and you're ahead of the ball and the second to last defender, you technically cannot be offside. You cannot be offside in your own half. Again, this guy takes a really heavy touch. Evan, appreciate the blazing speed. Kicks, fantastic first touch away from the defender, getting it to that outside guy. Now, Liam, look how wide you are. Wide. This is exactly where you want to be. One little criticism here. I-line, predict the play, developing. Where's the biggest space for your teammate? Wrong note. Kicks, great first touch into space away from the defender. Liam, great recovery run to be available for kicks. And then so right here, my only note here is to try and see all the teammates. I know I've conditioned you guys to go right back to right wing, but right here, this would be great to just tap it inside. You've got one guy coming at you. If we can commit that defender close to the ball, we just tap it across. This player here has got all of this freedom to go forward. So great recovery run, way to get wide. And notice your touch went forward, which is fantastic. So we're learning, we're growing. So instead of trying to play that wing, I think that's actually Julian. Just going right back inside to Julian would have been great because he would have had 15 yards with no one on top of him. All right, let's move forward. 11:55. I think the subs. Nope. We'll get the subs in. This is an advanced level play, but we're going to talk about it. Okay, so Nico, looking at you here. So Clark's doing a great job running into space. That's the halfway line. We're going to pull out the tack board for this. All right. Let's go. We got 11. Where are you? Clark's at halfway. It's a 3v3. Here. Oh, and I think the center back's way out. All right, so we're going to ignore all these guys. And you might see where the play is now that I've set all this up. So I think this is their center back. Yeah. Either way. So you're able to shake a defender. He's on your back. And you've got this guy coming across to try and close you down. And Daniel's way out here, which is great run by Daniel. Clark is doing a good job, lifting his hand up, calling for that ball. This is obviously the easiest simple read, but you do something really smart here is that you take an inside touch when you win this ball back. Inside touch right here. What this does is this kind of slows down the play, not slows down the play, but allows the play to develop a little bit more. If I were you, I would have tried to find maybe another touch back inside to then play the diagonal pass this way. So he's coming across your body. So Clark's just double teamed. And that's a great idea to go through the middle here, but it's a 2v1 that you're putting Clark in on. And I don't think Clark has the wheels. And that was actually not the best hit ball, but that's okay. The idea was there. We see it. So instead of trying that, the obvious read through the middle, maybe a fake pass or like a touch back, another touch across. You did a really good job this game at starting out left and then driving inside, which was, I really like that you did that. If the space is there, just keep going. You know, if you can keep going across the field, just keep going. If they're not going to close you down and you're able to kind of diagonally dribble forward and across the field, you're able to gain space, gain field position, keep going. So here, what I would have done is Clark is pulling both the defenders. I would have looked to play that ball there. And I think now you could have slipped it in behind this guy. So he's now overcommitted, especially he's probably looking at your eyes. So if you're looking at Clark, he's like, I know where he's going. So that's something you can do is you can look off a defender, look at this guy, but know that you're going to be passing it here. And then we look to play the ball like right there. If we can play Daniel in right here, whew, that's a fantastic ball because both of these guys are in the center of the field. Daniel can take acres of touches there. And then we've also got our right back behind him. So the two of them can go forward together with the ball. And now these guys are having to chase the play, which is better. It's beneficial for us. Sniped it. And then I think, yeah, out of bounds. Here we go. Subs are coming. All right. So we're going to go to 12:26. Throw in. There go the subs. Ball in. Now, we've got Joey, Matthew in the middle. We've got Lucas at right back. Already, this throw-in, fantastic position. I love it so much. Let me get the notes out. Great switch along the back line. You can already know where the play is going. It's going to Lucas. Get the ball to the other side of the field. We're still kind of narrow, but that's all right. We'll learn. Note for Lucas, bold move to try and dribble, but good strength and composure not to turn it over. Daniel, the body shape and position is not helpful to Lucas. When you see the back line switch the play, you have to read that and get as wide as possible with your hips open to receive the ball. The second 1v1 Lucas takes, gets him in trouble and turns the ball over in a dangerous area. Joey, just try to stay connected with the play. Lucas might have been able to find you. All right. So, Evan, good job. Touches across. There's nothing in the middle. So, Joey, I like that you're here. It's just occupying defenders. You've got 4 around you, which leaves open space for other teammates. Now, instead of checking around this way, recognize where the play is going. I would have checked. I love that you went to go find new space here. I would have checked out and to the left. So you check your right hip. Space is this way. I would have tried to move that way with the play. And now you're disconnected. Now we have no other option except for Matthew in the middle. That's that 1v1 I was talking about with Lucas. We're still just really narrow. There's a really narrow play. We're still very high. If you're deeper and you get that ball, you can pick up some steam, you can pick up some momentum, and then you can go at it with pace. And then out here, I think this is still Daniel. Daniel, if we can just get deeper and wider for Lucas, he can switch that ball out. So Lucas goes 1v1 here, wins the ball back, cuts it back inside, and now you're going right at another defender, turn it over, and then they get a through ball. Okay, a little dangerous. We gotta just communicate here. So Julian wisely recognize he's got position on the ball. So he just shields the attacker. He just steps in front of the attacker. He's hoping, Kicks, that you come out and come get that. This is something that you kind of have to be a little bit better on. So you're backing up on your goal. Good for you. But notice the heavy touch. You got to be able to see these heavy touches. And boom, that's the heavy touch. You got to come out and get that. You got to come out and get it. Julian, something you can do is just yell keeper. And that way he knows, okay, that's my ball. Kicks, you can also say me, mine, keeper, I got it. Just so that you two can communicate who's going to actually get the ball. There's a moment of indecision here as to who's going to get it. Julian's like, keeper's got this. And then Kicks, you kind of get caught here. We get lucky. You clear it. It goes right to one of our teammate, but the type of clearance was a little risky. All right, so new note, 12:55. Joey, excellent underlap to reposition yourself, which you just did there. I'll show you. Nico, if you play the ball back to Evan, he's able to play it forward to Joey, who's in space to go forward. So let's bring it back. Kicks gets the ball out here. Again, another great little turn by Nico. So Joey recognizes you dribble into his space. So Joey goes, okay, I'm going to go to your space. Great. Fantastic. Now here, I love that you're looking forward. This is kind of who you are as a player. For me, what I would do is I would look forward. If I think it's on, hit it. If it's not on, just reset. So you take this touch, you get into the space, and you're thinking about it. You're like, am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? And you kind of hesitate. Hit it on your first instinct. Put it over the top. Put it into space. Try and just put pressure on their back line. Let our team try and get that ball. But if not, Evan, just let him know, hey, you got to drop if you need it. And so right here, you go to try and force the ball forward. That's okay. I love this touch that you took here, Matthew. But let me just go back real quick. So right here, Joey does the underlap. Nico, if you pass this ball back to Evan, he's actually got 2 options. We can go to Lucas, and then we can go to Joey. Joey's backpedaling. He's trying to find new space. If we go back here into Joe can take that ball on the left side, and we've got another attack opportunity. Nico, as you hesitated, this guy's able to close on the space here. He gets a tip on the ball. Matthew does a good job to control it with his head. And then again, just kind of the hesitation here. Not sure of what to do. Gets the ball stolen. So right here, the only thing that you potentially could have done is a left-footed pass this way. Unfortunately, Daniel is offside here. You can see his back foot is on this line here, and Daniel is already leading over this line. So even if you did play that ball, it's just offside. Recognizing that we're in the middle of the field and we don't have to go forward. We can go backwards here. So right here, instead of forcing it forward, trying to take it yourself. Just a simple turn, like a Cruyff turn, a pullback, one of those things just opens up a completely new set of options for you. Nico's coming in support. Joe going back into the middle. We get the ball stolen. That's okay. They're coming right back at us. Just clearance. That's fine. Joe with a great touch here. I think this is my next note. Joe, excellent control of the ball out of the air. Nico, instead of running forward, just backpedal to the sideline to create space between you and Joe. Joey, also, here we could achieve a pass into an overlap. Aha. Okay, so Lucas clears it. Joe, fantastic little control touch. So, Nico, your first instinct, go forward. When, we're on the hash marks. I find maybe the hash marks subconsciously kept us tight. I'm not sure. Right here, if I were you, I would just start backpedaling. Just hang out here. It would give time for Julian to help. Joe could pass you this ball. And Joe decides to cut it back, which I love that you changed direction here. What's the obvious pass? It's to Daniel. But you tried to play it through the middle, which I'm okay with. But if we're looking to go left and it's not on and we go right, we've got Daniel here. Again, the referee is blocking one of our passing options. Just be aware of that, guys. This referee was just, you can tell he's a soccer player. He was in the play all the time. Looking to go through the middle. So one of the things I wanted to try and point out is passing the ball to Nico. If Nico's going to stay in tight, what you could do here, Joe, is you could pass the ball to Nico and then do an overlapping run. Let's see if I can draw this. Cole's here. Daniel's here. I think that's Matthew. Nico's here. That's you. Looks like I got 3 people. If you're watching, appreciate you. I'll share this link with the team. We're an hour and 13 in, so thanks for hanging with me. I've got I'll keep going. If you guys want to watch, you're more than welcome to. Clearly, I love this stuff, so I'm going to just go through my notes here. All right, so Joe's got the ball here. Nico's here. So something we could do is play the ball wrong way. Play the ball here. All right, so dotted line is a run without the ball. And let's see if I can do a curved run. Nope. Nope. Choose a shape. I'll just do it like this. Okay. So here, and here. So if we pass this ball into Nico, Nico can take this ball, and it's a little wide. You could even just, kind of do that. Make this overlapping run, and now Nico is able to go forward. You're out here. You can go forward, and now we're going forward with potentially a 2v1 on this outside. So Nico can then read the situation. Is the defender trying to cover you? Is he trying to cover him? If he steps to Nico, that's when we just play this through ball. You're in on goal, and then now you're free. So great job here. Getting much positioning, Joe, and had a bunch of options. I would have looked maybe play Daniel in on a through ball here. Would have been really cool to see kind of develop. And then let's keep it moving. I have here Julian, good open field tackle at 317. I think just a good read of play. Just really quickly, I think we could have good read of play here. So right here, left-footed pass into Joe or Cole, Matthew or Daniel. I mean, the numbers are clearly there. I think you try and force it on the right foot. Yeah, you see it. You see what's going on. I think you try and hit it with the laces. A laces pass would have worked here, but just a left foot. And some of the things that I feel like you guys are you're trying to make these passes perfect. All you have to do is just get it out in front of your teammate and then allow them to catch up to it. Moving along, 14-27. Okay. Julian, way to win the ball back. Not sure if that was intentional, but this was a good idea to play Lucas into space. Right there. And now Lucas has just got the speed and the strength. Lucas plays a great ball into, I think that's Matthew. And then Matthew plays a great ball into our center forward. Oof, that was just an excellent play here. Julian checks with Evans, stay more central. Lucas, be ready to switch. Is that the right play? I'm not sure where we are. Oh, okay, yes. Yeah, here we go. Lucas takes an excellent first touch away from pressure and then gets the ball. Great ball out. Great ball out to Matthew. Matthew, way to stay involved with the play and be able to pick up that ball from Lucas. You did a great job to help out our team. I think we get to 14:52 here. Matthew did a great job to help our team get the ball in a wide area, and I like the idea of playing the ball into your center forward, but he's covered. Instead of whipping the ball into the middle, another option is changing directions and looking inside to allow us to keep the ball in the middle. Let's go back. I think, again, Matthew, if you started to incorporate turns into your game, I think that would really open up the field for you. So we're going to go here. Lucas, fantastic job here. And then just playing the ball into the wing. Matthew gets on the end of it. And so right here, which still, this is a fantastic ball. Clark, if Cole, I think this is you running onto the ball. Instead of trying to find the end of the ball in a straight line, right here, what we could do is just angle our run to get to the ball first, especially with these two players. If you can take your first touch between those two, then you're off to the races. I mean, that's a fantastic read of the ball and the play and being able to take that ball forward. So going back to Matthew, right here, if we could figure out which side of our body the defender's on, so looks like he's on your left shoulder. If we maybe do a pullback or a Cruyff turn, we could look to find Joe here. Pulling it back here can find Joe. Joe can take the ball and switch it off to Nico. Cole, way to keep the pace with the attack. So you did a great job maintaining pace, staying in front of the ball, and still being onside. Matthew plays the ball into you. Instead of maintaining your vertical run, if you angle your run towards the ball, you may have been able to get to it first and take a touch beyond the defender. So right here, he just beats you to it, and that's okay. And now Joe's got the ball. Way to get it out wide. Nico taking a touch away from pressure. I love that you're cutting through the middle of the field. So, Nico, instead of looking to go to that winger, let's just look to keep the ball. Just keep it going to that center back, going to that left back, maybe doing a turn. Lucas has clearly got two defenders on him. So, probably not the best idea. But, Evan, Julian, wide open. So, love that you're driving in to find new space. If we can't get that ball out to the wingers, that's your progression. That's your read. Okay, winger, center mid, not on. All right, center back, just dump it off. Especially where we are. This is a great position to maintain possession. We're in the middle of the field. If we can get that ball to our center back, he can get out to our left back, and then we can reset and attack down the left wing. Moving along, 16:05. Cole, just be aware of kind of what kind of touches you're taking here. So ball's bouncing. Can we take a touch to control it? It looks like you just kind of touch it away. Just be aware of that. 6:10. Oh, this is actually a counterattack. Okay, so we've wised up here. We've got a great triangle around this center forward. This is exactly how we want to defend. You've got right back, left back. They're both high with the center back in about a 5-yard position. This is a fantastic defending pattern. still gives our team an opportunity, if we win the ball back, to use our back line in possession. So if they only have one forward, this is exactly how we want to defend that center forward. Right here, they're on the counterattack. Lucas coming over. This is fantastic pressure cover. First defender, second defender. Lucas is allowing the player closest to the ball to try and win it back, and he is just waiting, just covering the space behind, seeing what's going to happen. Teammate gets beat, so what does he do? He now comes over to cover. We are caught out here. We got very lucky that this player was offside. So initially, we covered this guy really well. Evan, you got to just trust those outside backs. We got to cover the middle of the field. If you just keep running straight back, you do a fantastic job covering this guy, but you angle your run out, and now we're outside the hash marks. Julian is beat just because he's got the positional advantage, and then we've also got this right winger who's just wide open. So, Julian, something you should do is just stay in line with your center back, maybe stay tight, but the two of you being in the same horizontal line will be great for defending. And right here, we're beat. If this guy gets this ball in behind Evan, he's got the advantage. Luckily, he was offside. So what you do is you typically kind of look for this guy out the corner of your eye. And then the moment the ball is touched, so he's already offside, and the ball has not even been touched yet. So right here, the ball is touched. His position is behind that second to last defender, the last defender being the goalkeeper. And right here, he's in an offside position. He gets on the end of it. I see it immediately, offside. This is where we score a goal off of an offside call. So proud of y'all. This is fantastic. I think this is going to be my last critical piece, and then we'll just go through all the goals, show you all the goal highlights. All right, so this is 1633. I'm just going to read this. Great idea playing the ball short to get it into play. Evan, excellent line-breaking pass to find your center mid. Joey, way to be in position so your center back can split the defenders. Joey, excellent half turn and ball into your teammate. Nico, great wide positioning and readiness to get the ball. Joey, way to stay connected in a supporting position. Nico, good inside. Good idea to look inside. Joey, good awareness to go back out to Nico. We're going to watch that. So down. Nico, great time to go at defenders, try and create a shot and go at goal. If you hear the video that I shared, I actually scream for you, like, take a shot. I think you have the power and the accuracy to take shots. And these are 11v11 goals. So they're bigger than our typical 9v9. Would have been an excellent opportunity to take that shot here. Cole, excellent job staying involved, being vigilant, and on your toes to react to this ball. This is a classic poacher goal, just being in the right place at the right time, staying involved with the play. So, Lucas, love that you played that little pass. This is amazing. This comes straight out of our sessions, line-breaking pass. We've got the 3 on the back, 3 in the middle. You're playing it right through. Joey's in a position. He's showing the nonverbal cue, palm down, aimed at his feet, play me the ball. I love it. I love it. It in there, nice half turn, immediately plays it to the winger. Touch forward using the outside of his right shoe. Fantastic. Right here, that little cutback. That's 3 for 3 on the cutback. It's working like a charm. Now, right here, this is where you smash it. So I wanted to look at it. I think the goal is on the 10-yard line. So if the goal is on the 10-yard line and we go out 10, 20, this is about a 20-yard shot, which I think you can shoot. I think you have that capability, and you've got the space, and you've taken the proper touch so that you can then go at it forward versus coming at it at an angle, and just go for it. Just try and hit that crossbar. Let's go back again. This is actually the perfect position on the field where you want to cut in, because this is where you're going to be able to get those shots. So right there, boom, I would have ripped it right there. Instead of doing that little touch pass to Joe, challenge the keeper. Let these guys know that you can shoot. That's another thing. If you take shots early and often, the other team looks at that and goes, oh no, this guy can shoot. We have to get tighter. When they get tighter, that gives you freedom to get around them. And now you can dribble or shoot. Now your options are double. So right here, you take a touch. This is where I would have ripped it. You play it to Joe. Joe's covered. He's like, nuh-uh, you take it. I love that you're going here. You're going at the defender. You see the space. You cut in, get a little lucky, and then you shoot. Cole's on top of it. Goal. Great job. Excellent goal. Notice that started from an offside. That was an offside goal. Beautiful. This is beautiful. This is how you want to play soccer. A little bit of individual skill, a lot of team play, going at defenders, taking a shot, getting lucky. Somebody's there. Fantastic. All right, we are going to move on to the next goal, which is at 29-52. Yeah, I think this is of their throw-in. Lucas out of bounds. Okay. 29-52. Okay, hold on. All right, so ball is won. Lucas wins the ball, turns it, knocks it into space. I think that's Matthew. Plays it into Clark. Clark plays it into... No. Plays into Clark. Clark goes back out to Matthew. Matthew plays it to Jack. Not a good touch. Goes out to the wing. Liam goes to Joe. Joe with this. This is the, Matthew, if you're watching, these are the types of turns that completely open the game up. And I'm glad we got to talk about this. A little bit of a rough touch there. Out to the wing. It's not on. Joe's in a great supporting position. Protects the ball. Dribbles backwards and then uses a turn. Whoop. That one turn opened up this entire goal. Clark's in a position. Again, love the nonverbal cues. It's a tight call. So you can see the defender is behind the white line. Clark is just in front. Right when Joey releases, it's a tight one. I think you're onside. I would have called it onside. Clark takes a touch inside, picks his head up. Emiliano is off of his defender, lays one off in front of him. And a fantastic finish. Just for the effect, we're going to put some game sound on there. As soon as he hit it, I knew. You could just you saw it how he hit it so cleanly. It was a perfect layup. So great job there. And then let's see. Okay, so that was our second goal. Nico, I think you had a free kick for the third goal. Kind of lucky, but, you know, hey, got to take shots. I think a little bit more power, and this actually would have been a really sweet goal, but a goal nonetheless. There we go. Boom. So you hit it kind of soft there. I would have just smashed it. Not smashed it, but really got some force behind it. All right, so that is 3-3. They score a goal here. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, good little shot there. Building out the back. Oof. Unlucky. So this is good. A lot of the goals that get scored on us are us making mistakes, which we can fix. So I'm not worried about that. If we just bring this back here, again, going back to that body shape thing. Your hips are faced to the goal. We want to open up our hips so that Lucas can play that ball. Also, if we're a little bit deeper, this defender is not close to us. So we want to create that distance between the defender. And then Joe, bold move, calling for the ball there with the defender in front of you. Lucas tries to find you. And then just a one-touch finish. And then I think this is Matthew here. Yeah, it's a great goal here. Let's see what happens. Is this the goal? Oh, no, this is Emiliano. All right, so it's their throw-in. I actually haven't seen this one yet. Just putting it into the box. Emiliano tries to hit it out the air, misses it with the left. That's okay. We're here. We got high block. That's fine. Right there. Oof. So Got to give credit to Evan here. Don't know if he did this on purpose, but it was such a clean, nonchalant, just kind of layoff. I wish I could zoom in here. So ball gets cleared. Daniel's on it, picks out you, and you just kind of like gently tap it to Emiliano. And Emiliano says, "Thanks, I got it from here." Great strike, splits both of the defenders, just smashes it. I mean, you hit that with so much venom. Defender got even a hand on it. Wasn't going to stop it. Where's the other one? This is another goal. Yeah, here you go. Matthew tackle, bang. Joey gets the ball, plays him in. Liam, great job taking a touch inside, head up, find the center player. Matthew, fake shot, cuts in. Goal. Gorgeous. And then I think this last goal was a corner kick. Yep, here it is. Out the air. And any body part goes. It works. One thing somebody noticed was that if you look at this, I think that's Liam. Liam actually ducks under the ball and allows Matthew to get a clean hit on it. So kudos to you, Liam. Oh, it actually looks like it hits off your thigh here, Matthew. Emiliano, great service. Good service there. Boom, off the thigh. And that's game over. Thanks for sticking. We got 92 minutes. I'm going to close it here. Very long video. This will give you something to do next time we're driving to somewhere. You know, you got an hour and 90 or hour and 30. Appreciate you. If you have any questions, now is the time to type them in the comment section. I will do my best to answer. If not, I'm going to close the stream. All righty, y'all. I don't see anything. Oh, it looks like some destinations I cannot post a comment. Let me check my phone. Maybe y'all texted me. All right, no text. I will, I'll take a look. Actually, you know what? While we're live, let me see if I can drop a comment just to test it. If you didn't watch, the Inter versus Juventus game today was insane. Versus Juventus game. Okay. Hello. Okay, cool. All right, so the chat works. Have a good night. Hope y'all enjoyed this. That was just the first half of my breakdown. I could go much longer, but hope there is a lot. I mean, there's a lot of information. Hope y'all are able to soak some of it in. Maybe we can get another camera for another game to just see if we've improved our shape, our body positioning, stuff like that. And if you want, I can try and give you access so that you can watch the game yourselves, so that you can see yourselves play. But other than that, have a great night. Happy Mardi Gras, and I will see y'all sometime in the future. Peace.